Friends, Greg Newmaster coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Star Wars, the Vintage Collection, Return of the Jedi, Boba Fett, the 2021 version. I'm super excited to get this figure. It looked fantastic in the pictures and it looks even better in person. Honestly, is there a character that more merchandise and action figures have been made of in the Star Wars universe? He's definitely top 4. Probably Darth Vader's number 1. It'd be like Vader, Boba Fett, Yoda, and Luke Skywalker, and maybe Han Solo, like top, like merchandising for Star Wars characters. But I mean, Boba Fett, just such a fantastic character, finally given his due in The Mandalorian, where we just see what a complete badass he is in Season 2, unlike Return of the Jedi, where if you're old trilogy fans, you had waited forever to see him really do some stuff, but he's quickly dispatched by Han Solo, a blind Han Solo, going into the Sarlacc pit. And then finally in The Mandalorian, he returns triumphantly, and he is just awesome. So it was great to see him in Mandalorian. It's great to have this new and improved version of the figure. I haven't taken it out of the package yet, but I was worried that it would just be a repaint of the 2011 Vintage Collection Return of the Jedi Boba Fett figure, but it looks like a whole new sculpt. And when I saw that in the images, I just had to get it. So, yeah, let's crack this baby open and see what mysteries lie beyond. So getting a good look at the card image looks good. This is an image from him on the sail barge. It looks like the part where he's about to use his grappling hook to wrap it around Luke, and then Luke cuts it with the lightsaber. So it's from that image there. Just really gritty looking. I loved how in The Mandalorian, how he gets his armor back from Mando in Season 2, and then he does the whole repaint, and he just paints it, and the armor looks pristine. Another thing is, I really wish, though I'm happy that they released this figure, I really wish they would have released the Mandalorian version of Boba Fett. I don't know what Hasbro is thinking, because people are willing to buy these figures. Collectors are like chomping at the bit for Mandalorian figures, and especially like new updated versions. But I mean, I'm not complaining so much that this is a step in the right direction. It's just like they're giving the Black Series all the love, and it seems like they're finally starting to catch on that, they can make money by selling Vintage Collection figures, because classic collectors want the 3.75 scale figures. I mean, I know I do. We've been collecting them our entire lives. They fit into the vehicles. The articulation and the photo-real technology just keeps getting better and better. So please, Hasbro, listen to our pleas and give us the Vintage Collection figures as well. So let's get into this. Again, the card looks good. I'm not a card guy. I'm going to open this baby up for you guys. There is the back there. Sorry, I got Slave 1 in the way there. So this is VC, Vintage Collection 186. I will be doing another video on Grief Karga, The Child, and Princess Leia, because those are the figures that I got in the series. By the way, I got really lucky with these figures. I was just searching on eBay. A guy just happened in Arizona to post them immediately, and he was even kind enough to go back, because he had all three of these figures, and I asked him if he had Grief Karga as well, and he went back and got Grief Karga for me too, and sold these figures to me for a really good price, so I was really happy about that. So shout out to my Arizona eBay seller. So let's bust him open, get a look at him. I mean, I could already tell I like this figure by the sculpt, but the number one thing that I was worried about is if the helmet is removable. Already there, like, it's a nice green color. I really like this green. There's even a difference in the color of the green in the helmet. And it just looks really good. Oh, man. This is just, this is beautiful. What a beautiful redesign. Yeah, this looks all new. Just great. And let's see if the helmet is removable. And it is not. So it looks like we got the double ball joint on there. But this sculpt is fantastic on the helmet. Like, it's nice and wide and it's proportionate because the original actor had a really tiny body. And the helmet looked like really big on him. So the original actor, I can't remember his name right now. He was a very slender guy. Wow, just look at the detail on that jetpack. I love how the jetpack is blue too, like Jango Fett's. This may in fact even be Jango Fett's jetpack. So here is the Empire Strikes Back version of the jetpack. And, you know, this one is way cooler. I mean, just look at that detail and weathering. See if it comes off. Oh my goodness. This is the first time this thing's on there. Wow. That took a lot of effort to pull that off there. That's how well that was in there. Here's his little sort of like scarf cape thing. Yeah, so that was on there hardcore. It took a lot of effort for me to pull that off, where these things normally just fall off. So that's on there really tight. I mean, just look at the detail. Look at the paint and the weathering. Like, this is a different shade of green from his chest plates, his chest armor. There's his sigil or logo on there. Just great on the shoulder pads. He has like this utility belt. Kind of reminds me of Batman in the late 90s, 2000s, where Batman really got like a pouchy utility belt. Just like, I believe these are supposed to be Jedi braids that he took from Padawans that he had killed. Somebody can correct me on that though, these cords. Nice pouch there. He doesn't have the hand blaster, which is surprising. I can't remember if he had the hand blaster with the old Return of the Jedi figure. I sold it because I didn't like it because one, it just didn't look that great, and I like the fact that you could remove the helmet. So I'm disappointed that they couldn't remove the helmet, because it looks like even underneath there, you know, they had a mold that could potentially do that, and they just decided not to do it. So, I don't know. I wish they would have done that, but let's get a look at his cannon, or his rifle, which looks beautiful. I mean, look at that. That's that rifle, and this is his rifle from Empire Strikes Back. And granted, the Empire Strikes Back one looks, it's just painted nicer and it looks way more detailed, and it's just a lot prettier looking. But this thing looks powerful. I mean, it looks big and powerful. So it's nice and weathered looking. There's no strap on it, unlike the Empire Strikes Back version. So let's get a good look at his articulation. See if you guys saw enough of the paint. I just want you guys to get a good look at it. I mean, there's even like paint scuffs on his knee pads, and there's the little little missiles that he shoots out on the knee pads on the Mandalorian, which was really awesome. I mean, this is a gorgeous figure. Just the red cords that wrap around his waist. He even has a cod piece. Yeah, like the cod piece lifts up and it, protects his junk. So looks really good, really good. I'm going to take the missiles not removable on the jetpack. So I'm going to take this off again so you guys can see and just get a good look. I mean, the detail on this figure is fantastic. Look, there's even straps on the back there that they sculpted in. That's really awesome. There's his shins. I mean, his forearms, his greaves, bracers. Looks awesome. Look at that. Wonderful. All right, articulation. So we got the double ball joint on the head. Great range of motion. Just not the typical removable helmet in the sense that other figures you could remove the helmet, which I liked, but what are you going to do? And what else do we got here? Let's check out his shoulders. Oh, that's awesome. So we have great shoulder range because these shoulder pads are attached on a top piece there. So you see that. Wonderful. They really went all out on this figure. Let's see, elbows, more than 90 degrees, which I love. So even though they don't have the double joints, they go further than 90 degrees. And then there is an elbow swivel in the elbow. We got rotation in the wrist. And then there is a hinge joint there. I like to call that the weapon holding hinge because it points down. Let's put the rifle in his hand to see how he holds it. They even sculpted it so the trigger finger sticks out, which is a nice touch, which they typically do with action figures these days. They never did that with like the G.I. Joes, the original ones in the 80s, and their fingers would always break off because it was a hard plastic. So that's just wonderful. Same in the other wrist. We got full rotation, but his flamethrower and, grappling hook, it kind of hinders the rotation there. But he has the hinge there as well. He's got the over 90 degrees in the elbow there. We got the nice torso articulation, as you can see. This belt is a separate piece, so it moves up and down, as you guys can see there. They have improved on the hip articulation. This is the kind that they use with Mando. So it's not bad. It's just not my favorite. It's not ideal. I wish they would do what they did with G.I. Joes. And somebody had mentioned recently, or what they did with Revenge of the Sith, Anakin, in Obi-Wan. They had like a T-joint for the hips, but this is fine. In the knees, we have a little bit more than 90, so we don't have the double jointed knees, but that's still really good articulation. There is also a thigh cut. And what about the boots? There's a hinge in the ankles. Oh, and we have pivot. Ah, that's great. So that's a step in the right direction as well. They gave him pivot. So this figure is fantastic. You can get some really dynamic poses with this guy, which is very exciting. So here he is compared to, this is the Empire Strikes Back Vintage Collection. Just look at the differences in the helmet. This is a much nicer sculpt, where this is a lot narrower, but you can remove it, which I love, and that just looks great. So, that's a shame that they didn't articulate his scope here that pops down. So, he's a lot thicker and bigger. He's bigger than the Empire Strikes Back version. So he looks a lot stronger, you know, like the Hawaiian actor who played him in Jango Fett. I want to say his name's Tamara something, but I can't remember his name exactly, so forgive me at the moment. But just looks fantastic. I do like how the way his little, I guess, scarf or cape on the Empire Strikes Back version is, you know, it's colored and it just has a little bit more character. But, I mean, this looks like the Return of the Jedi version. So, great figure, guys. Really great figure. Here he is compared to Mando. This is the Mando and the child figure. But, yeah. They just... awesome team up. Great looking Mandalorian. So, I highly recommend this figure. I think he's officially supposed to drop in April, but this wave is popping up all over the country in Targets. Right now, it's been spotted mostly in the West Coast from what I've seen. But keep an eye out, guys, at Target. You can get lucky. Oh, look at that, too. I didn't even notice that there. There's that little logo there as well. So that's really awesome. But anyhow, keep an eye out, guys. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. And I will be making more videos really soon. One of Grief Karga, the child, and the new Princess Leia. God bless you all. Peace.